Okay, am I here? How here am I? All right. So happy Friday, everyone. Even though it's Friday the 13th, um, I hope you're having a lucky day regardless. What we have here on the screen is not one, but two. Count them, two models. Um, they really did model together. So see, it's your lucky day after all. And so, yeah, they really didn't model together. They're sisters. And that only happened once that I can recall. But let's see. Just gonna start doing stuff, doing that thing that I do. If I had this figure isolated, I think I would probably realize I'm not terribly impressed with it. You know, I've done a mediocre job on it, and just kind of straight on. You know, her hips are covered. It's not very exciting. So I might just go ahead and give her something to wear. Give her something to. Fire lizards. Sissy says, yeah, little dragons. Everybody else in class couldn't see them. I could see them just fine. But yeah, these were two gals that modeled for us. This one came back and modeled for us a number of times. They're both very, very pretty, but to my memory, this one only modeled the once. And, what else? I was going to say. I'd give her a hat, but her head's already almost to the top of the paper, and the hat would probably mess with the lizard there. So I guess I won't do that. It's hard to know. It's hard to know how to hang a dress on a figure when you don't have a model in front of you. Somebody sitting there with at least like a bed sheet draped across their knees or something to give you some kind of an impression. It can be a little bit difficult to fake. Have I read The Dragon Riders of Pern? I have, or at least some of them. I think there were quite a few eventually, um, but I've read several a long time ago. We met Anne McCaffrey a long time ago. Uh, she was what would you call Anne McCaffrey? Feisty. She was a feisty old lady. I like it, but you God help you if you ever got in an argument with her because you were going to lose. You will lose. That's okay. I didn't have any reason to argue with her, but there's a certain personality type, and I think you have them at any convention, um, who has to be right, who has to be righter than you. And so you'll say something, and they'll say, "Well, actually," and uh, and then they've got to tell you something that you clearly wouldn't know. And I saw her slap that shit down a couple of times that weekend, which was somewhat entertaining. Um, yeah, we've met a lot of really cool celebrities. If sci-fi, to me, they're the celebrities I care about. If I met a movie star, I'd just be like, okay, good to meet you. I wouldn't have a whole lot to say. Really, I can't think of a single movie star that I would really be excited about meeting. Um, um, yeah, I can't think of anyone. But we've met a lot of authors, and we've met a lot of professional illustrators. And to me, those are the celebrities, and really was excited to meet those people. So Anne McCaffrey, definitely, that was somebody I was real excited to meet. Had read a pile of her books. I'm trying to mentally visualize lacings going in and out of oh, I thought I'd lost my paper towel. I just dropped it. I drop things. I drop things a lot. I'm kind of clumsy. Okay, so it goes in and then it comes out again over here, and then it goes back in again over there, and then it comes out back over here, and then it goes down. And then another one comes in. Yeah, yeah, there's another one here. They do form little X's. I was right. I drew that, and then I said, that's not right. It is right. Anyhow, and then there's here, and then there's her just tied it off, string. Who have we met? We have met um, before they died, because I don't want to meet them after they die. We have met Betty Ballantyne, who was very interesting because she knows literally everyone on Earth, everyone. And she just sat there in the consuite at the convention, and somebody would say something about George Lucas, and she would tell a story about George Lucas, and somebody would mention Charles Barkley, and she'd tell a story about Charles Barkley because she's met all of them, and she's met, everybody in television, in sports, in everything. They've all had books, published about them, and everything. And she's met absolutely everybody, and helped to make a book uh, or practically everyone in the world that's famous enough to that people want to write a book about him. So yeah, she was very interesting. She didn't require any prompting either. She would just launch from one story after another, and just kept us, just enthralled. Really, we just sat there and went, wow, wow. And we knew Roger Zelazny the last few years of his life. We the big artists for me were Larry Elmore, Michael Whalen. Um, met Donato Giancola. Um, I am going to embarrass myself because I'm forgetting so many more people than I'm remembering. Because there's been an artist at every convention. Uh, Ken Kelly, um, Alan Clark. Alan Clark's the most famous person in the world if you uh, look at the artwork on horror novels. He's got that just about sewn up. And let's see who else. Gail Brooks is here. She said, "Yay, I finally got to catch a live show. Okay, I'll try to do something impressive." And Sharon says, "Happy Friday the 13th." Yes. See, I said double models here, so it really is a lucky day. It's sure lucky day. And so I was trying to brag on all the famous sci-fi people that we've met, and now nothing's coming to me. My mind's just like an absolute blank, which it often is. Somebody says, "What are you thinking?" Nothing. I'm not thinking anything, and I'm usually not thinking. Let's see. We met Lois McMaster Pajoles. I haven't met C.J. Cherry, but I met her brother David Cherry, who's a famous illustrator. Um, let's see. Jim Fitzpatrick, who's world famous in Ireland. He's actually world famous. He's a really interesting person. He did these ancient Celtic themed comic books way back in the 70s. Really, really elaborate uh, artwork, just super beautiful. And and he had a lot of the originals there with him in the art show, and he did a slideshow talking about how he produced these things, and it was amazing because there's a art paper that they call vellum, and real vellum, of course, is made out of sheepskin or something, but they call this stuff vellum, and it's a fairly heavy paper, but it's transparent. And so what he'll do is he'll paint on both sides of it, and so it's got like a milky white surface. And then if he does like a girl's dress, he'll like paint blue on the back, and then put maybe shadows on the front and highlights and stuff. And so you get this almost stained glass look to it. It's just really different. I've never seen anybody else do that, and it's just really cool. And he also happens to be like the world's leading authority on Celtic languages and Celtic mythology and Celtic history. So, uh, yeah, there's that. I used to be like everybody else. If you said Celtic languages, I'd say, you mean Gaelic? But it turns out there's like a whole bunch of them. And I think he knows all of the ones that are knowable. And what else? It's kind of embarrassing that I'm not remembering more celebrity names. Like I said, I wouldn't care about a movie star or a professional athlete. I wouldn't give a damn. Um, I would be almost embarrassed to meet them just because I would have nothing to say. What authors I like? We met George R. R. Martin, but then everybody has. He goes to like every sci-fi con in the world. Still, it was cool. A local convention, Leprechaun, they have always done an excellent job getting really, really good artists for guests of honor and authors. I'm more interested in the artists, but they've always gotten excellent guests of honor. And then we've got this small crowd, this really low attendance crowd, which means the guests of honor sometimes really doesn't have as much to do as they would generally have to do at a bigger convention. They might be sitting at a table signing autographs all day, or just getting swamped with questions and stuff like that. At these smaller cons, they get to hang around with me all weekend. Lucky them. But yeah, I've gotten to spend some pretty good time with a lot of the who, to me, are big celebrities. So, which I thought was great. I don't know what they thought. I'm spending so much time messing with this girl's hair because I haven't decided what else to do with the picture. For some people, the most obvious thing is to give this other girl something to wear since her partner there is fully dressed. But to me, no, I don't want to. Um, he says it's interesting you've met enough famous people to forget some. No, I'm I'm just brain dead. That's all. I'll as soon as I stop my video, I'm gonna go, oh, this guy, and I'll feel stupid. But that's how it is. And Michael Fair II, Scottish, Irish, Manx, Welsh, and there are several primitive subdialects of various continental subtones. A lot of people are unaware that Celts were a grouping of dozens of tribes ranging from Anatolia to Germania. This guy's an expert on Celts. The British Isles and Iberia. I'm enough of an expert on Celts to say that's all true. Um, I was I got several books, and I was the local expert back before everybody and their dog decided they were going to be Celtic for their SCA persona. But back in the 70s, I was the only one. I would go to the SCA groups, and I'd be dressed up, and people would say, "What's your persona?" Your persona. You pick, Norman, 1066 era or something, and I would say I was Celtic, and they'd say, "What's Celtic?" And they sure won't ask that question in the SCA now because everybody's Celtic. Uh, I started it. I started Celtic. That's what it is. I started the whole thing. Who was the actress that played the medicine woman on a TV show back in the 70s? Um, because I have met her. And you know what I said to her? Guess what I said? Guess what I said? I walked over, right up to her and I said, "Hi." That's what I said. Um, I met her at an art gallery in Scottsdale because she's not an actress anymore. She's a painter. Pretty good too. So we exchanged a couple pleasantries about her paintings, but I didn't say anything about her TV show because I never watched it. And I didn't want to say, "Hi, I've never seen your show." We've met R.A. Salvatore, um, Jane Seymour. Yes, that is the one. That is the one. I met her. Um, she's about 5 feet tall. And let's see, R.A. Salvatore, who did the Dungeons and Dragons book with Drist, the Dark Elf. He's responsible for all of that. Margaret Weiss, we have not met, but Tracy Hickman. Those two wrote the Dragonlance books, and we met him. Hung out with him all weekend, actually, for a little tiny convention up in um, Flagstaff called CraterCon, and he ran what he called uh, the sudden death something Dungeons and Dragons sudden death game, and you were guaranteed your character's going to die, and they're going to die in minutes upon joining the game. It was a hoot. It was mostly a hoot to watch because you didn't get to participate for very long, but I I played, but not for very long. um, oh yeah, she designed the double butt pendants for Zales. That's right, the open heart collection. Yes, yes, that's the one. I met her before then, before the open art collection, I think. When I was really little, I met, uh, oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Um, Junior Bonner and damn it, anyway, big time actor whose name I just completely forgot. But he Junior Michael says not the best design. That would be the butt pendant thing for Zales. I don't know. I kind of liked it. Um, just because it made me think of butts or boobs or balls or something. Um, yeah, that guy, God, God damn it, he was in Towering Inferno. Yeah, whatever. He came to Prescott when I was a little kid, and he he just done a film called Junior Bonner, and we got to see a pre-screen, a sneak preview of the movie there, and there's a scene in that movie where he rides a horse through my backyard, the little house that we lived in. There were two little tiny blue houses right there on Main Street, and and they come riding through, and they run into the clothesline in my neighbor's house. And that was filmed like a couple months before we moved there, so we didn't see that happen, but it was at our house. So I walked up to say something to him. I could have said that was my house where you hit the clothesline, but I just walked up and looked at him, and he went, "That's it. That's what he did." Steve McQueen is who I'm talking about. Steve McQueen. That's the guy. Um, yeah, he was in lots of films, and so that made a big impression on me. And I've met like 1,000 other people that I really care about, and I can't remember a damn person, not a single damn person, but I've met a lot of them. And I'm over there scanning my bookshelf for a name, going, who's over there? Who's over there that I've met? Yeah. I have never met. I never got to meet Frank Frazetta, who I really wished to meet, probably more than any of the others. Um, Second to him probably would be Boris Vallejo, who I also have never met. I know his stepson, who's also a fantastic artist. I actually really like his work, probably better than I like Boris's now. Um, but you know, growing up, I was aware of Boris's work, and the stepson wasn't alive yet. And let's see, and I liked Jeff Jones when I was younger. Jeff became Catherine, and I never met her in person, but I met her on Facebook, and we talked off and on the last few years of her life. And it doesn't really count. It doesn't really count. I didn't really meet her. I don't know. I don't know. No, I haven't met Julie Bell. No, I did meet Boris's first wife, whose name was Doris. If you look at some of the older books, there's well, anyways, I mean, she very definitely was the model for some of his early paintings. She was traveling around with Rowena, who we also met, uh, well-known fantasy artist, and uh, met Todd Lockwood. He's another D&D painter. Dave Dorman, he was great. Um, the illustrator and comic book artist. Um, like I say, as far as I'm concerned, these people are better than movie stars. I wish I could remember the names. Um, I never actually met Charles Barkley. He walked about that far in front of me one time, so I met his belly button. It went, by me. I was standing in line at the mall, and there were paparazzi following him around, and he just kind of like uh, cut in front of me just get some space for a minute, and and then I was like, what's that belly button going by? And I looked at him, and I turned and looked, and there was a TV camera like right here, like I almost wiped my nose on the lens, and they were rushing to try to catch up with him. I don't know, brush with greatness. I don't know. That's it. I met Buzz Aldrin. That was cool. Um, yeah, most of the famous people I met at conventions, and I'm going to think of 30. I mean, 30 names are just going to gush out of my mouth as soon as I stop the video. So I'm stalling, trying to go, um, but no, nothing's coming to me. So there you go. And it's Friday the 13th, as luck would have it. And I'm not going to be on tomorrow, but we are going to do our Zoom thing, assuming anybody shows up, which occasionally doesn't happen. But that's fine. And so we'll do the Zoom thing tomorrow at 5. And then other than that, I'll be back on Monday. Stellar is taking some vacation time. It's still quarantine, whether you're on vacation or not. So mostly we're hanging around here, but there may be days over the next couple of weeks when we're gone someplace. There will most likely be days over the next couple of weeks where we're gone someplace, and I'll skip a video or two. Mark Nelson. Michael asked me, what about Mark Nelson? I'm not even familiar with that one. So, no, sorry. But all right. That's all I got. Thanks. See you later.